Hey everybody, this is Greth from Greth's Storytime, and I'm about to tell you a very confusing story. You see, 2 days ago, this guy randomly messages me on AIM, and I've never met the guy before, but apparently he knows me. Well, not knows me, but knows me through somebody else. So I'm going to tell you how he knows me in just 1 second. So, this is what happens. I'm sitting here, messaging my friends, and I'm like, talking to my girlfriend through another AIM, and I'm like, who is this guy messaging me? And he's like, he keeps telling me people don't like you. The people who gave me your screen name are now laughing at you. Blah 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 blah. You're a homo. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know who this guy is, but he's really annoying me. And I go to my girlfriend and I say, hey, do you know about this guy who just randomly added me and started messaging me shit? And she's like, no. And then I give her the screen name, and then she goes, oh, I know who that is. That's your ex-girlfriend's cousin. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, a little bit upset, I text my ex-girlfriend. For some odd reason, she had the overwhelming desire to give me her cell phone number. So I go, hey, is there any reason why your cousin is harassing me on AIM? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Send. She replies back. In fact, let me give you the exact text messages that were sent. She replies back pretty much saying, oh, he is, blah, 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 I'm so sorry. No, there's too many text messages. And she goes and yells at him or something like that, calls him and yells at him. I'm not sure how it happens, so I am angered at this point. And because my ex-girlfriend says, maybe it was your girlfriend, because, you know, your girlfriend actually used to date my cousin. And I'm like, oh, really now? So I didn't really say this straight to my girlfriend's face or to the other guy's face. I just continually text my ex-girlfriend, and I'm like, so, yeah, I never knew that. Thank you for telling me. And she says, yeah, I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of glad they broke up, because I don't really like your girlfriend too much, and I didn't like it when they used to date. So this made me thinking that my girlfriend gave her ex-boyfriend, who is my ex's cousin, my AIM name, to harass me purposely because I wasn't talking to her because I was busy playing a game. So I guess karma's a bitch, but this is what happened. She called, so I'm furious at this point. I don't get angry easily. I'm usually a very patient guy, really nice, like to be friends with everybody. And I pretty much said, okay, I'm going to go kill somebody now, and I'm going to go out for a long drive. So, this is about 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting spammed with text messages saying, oh no, don't go, don't go. I actually went inside, sat in my car with the key in the ignition, and I didn't go anywhere. I told my ex-girlfriend I went down to the boys' park and just did donuts and shit, but I really didn't do that. I just sat in my driveway with the key in the ignition, and I thought for a long time. And I'm like, if it's really my girlfriend doing this just to get back at me, it's not funny. If it's my ex-girlfriend just trying to get back at me for some strange reason, considering she's the one who broke up with me, she can't really do much more, then why am I still talking to her? And if it's just this guy happened to somehow accidentally get my screen name and it just happens to coincidentally be my ex-girlfriend's cousin and my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend, and I don't know. So, out of all this, out of all the randomness, my ex-girlfriend actually invited me over to her house. Sorry, tongue twister, because I have gum on my mouth. And I'm like, do you really think that's a good idea? Because my girlfriend might think I'm cheating on her. And then my ex-girlfriend just had nothing nice to say after that. At least towards my girlfriend. She's like, oh, if she thinks like that, she doesn't deserve you, blah, blah, blah. It's like, if you're trying to flatter me, then why did you break up with me in the first place? That's really funny. And so, of this, I go back inside about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. I text everybody back. I said, I'm sorry, I just overreacted. I'm tired. I've been really stressed lately because, you know, I've been working non-stop. In fact, I have to work again today. I really don't want to go. And from there, my girlfriend just decided to ignore me. Her friend decided to ignore me because she somehow got jumped into this as well. The guy who was messaging me, I ignored him, even though he kept messaging me. And pretty much I kept talking to my ex-girlfriend for a while, and then I just fell asleep. We really didn't talk about anything. I was like, oh, so, well, since we're talking, what's new, and blah, 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 stuff like that. And, yeah. That's pretty much it. That's how it went down. It's quite confusing when I explain it, and it's very confusing when you read all the text messages. I'll make another video later about the text messages, but I just don't really feel like sitting through picking out all the text messages of what that was sent. So, this is Greth from Greth Storytime, and that's what happened 2 days ago.